Skadoosh, and welcome back. Joey Moss with A Bad the Boy Gaming. I am here. Are you there? Are we all here? Are you guys ready to fear some new gods that are actually powerful this time? Because we had some pretty bunky gods last time around. When I say we had some, we really just had one. Kefnet the Mindful on the right here. He was absolute trash in my opinion, and he even started with like a $10 price range when he first came out, and the artwork on it is beautiful. But the card itself just stunk. It's a 3-drop flying indestructible 5/5. That's amazing. However, Kefnet the Mindful can't attack or block unless you have 7 or more cards in hand. It just doesn't happen that often. For 4, draw a card, and then you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. It's a 5/5. If it didn't have such restriction, maybe if it was like 4 or more cards in your hand, something like that, maybe 5 even, but pushing it to 7, it was just a nightmare, okay? Now we have God Eternal Kefnet, 4-drop. They did this card so much justice. It's a 4-drop flyer, legendary creature, zombie god. That's right, it's a zombie god. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn. As you draw it, whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery card this way, copy that card, and you may cast the copy. The copy costs 2 less to cast. Of course, how these new gods work, when it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library, 3rd from the top, okay? Man, 4/5, flyer. Amazing in comparison to the Kefnet the Mindful. This was just... Does anyone else have my back on this one? Like, the old one is just, and the new one's like, oh, like everyone's rejoicing. I'm very glad Wizards came around and decided to pump up the jam with the new Kefnet. Pledge of Unity is a 3-drop. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. You gain 1 life for each creature you control. Yes. I think that is just so simplistic and beautiful for this set. It's a 3-drop. It's an uncommon. This card, I believe, will see some play. You put a +1/+1 counter on each creature, and you gain 1 life for each creature you control. You just made everything better. Now, I can't say... And it's an instant. It's an instant. It's not a sorcery. They did us really good. They did us good here. Thank you, Wizards. Watsy. Okay, Pledge of Unity. Well done. Next, we got Jace's Triumph, another cool card. All these Triumph cards are really neat. It's a 3-drop sorcery, uncommon. Draw 2 cards. 2 cards. If you control a Jace Planeswalker, draw 3 cards. That is pretty big, man. Drawing 3 cards for only paying 3. Yes, stipulations. All these Triumph cards, there is a stipulation. You get a bigger perk if you got said Planeswalker on the battlefield. Artwork's great. I like it. Card draw, fantastic. Finale of Promise. Finale of Promise. X in 2 red. The artwork is just ridiculous on this card. That is so powerful. I must get this in foil. Sorcery. You may cast up to 1 target instant card and or up to 1 target sorcery card from your graveyard, each with converted mana cost X or less without paying their mana costs. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. If X is 10 or more, copy each of those spells twice. Not once, twice. You may choose new targets for the copies. Talk about closing out the game. This is going to see some play in Commander for sure, but in Standard, it's probably going to be too slow we don't really know how the meta is going to work. I'm just all over the board here. I feel like a cartoon hyped up on helium. But this is a very powerful card, nonetheless. I hope Electro Dominance. I've had high hopes for Electro Dominance. I think a lot of us did. And Electro Dominance is like almost a bulk rare now. Like, it was at $10. What happened? Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I thought Electro Dominance would see a lot more play than it has, but it's like $1 now or something. Someone let me know the actual price on that, but it has really fallen. Finale of Promise, somewhat similar to how Electro Dominance works. A little bit different, though. But you can choose new targets for the copies. You get 2 2 copies. 2 copies. If X is 10 or more, of course. Copy each of those spells twice. This is going to be very, very powerful. And there's some powerful instants already out there. Just imagine, I'm just saying, I just keep thinking of Commander. It's going to be crazy, man. Contentious plan. I don't know what that was about. There it is. Had a cough coming up. Love you guys. And Centaur Nurturer. Let's go with Contentious Plan here. It's a deuce drop. Very basic. Proliferate. And then draw a card. You just draw a card. Very, very simple. It's a 2-drop. Not bad for a common slot. Then we have Centaur Nurture here as a 4-drop. When Centaur Nurture enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Add 1 mana of any color. It's a 2/4. If it was a 3-drop, the sucker would see so much play. But being that it is a 4-drop, I mean, it's great for like limit and all that stuff. But I mean, it's definitely not a competitive scene. I just don't see it happening there. But hey, Contentious Plan probably will see some play in some standard brews that go competitive wise. But the Nurture is not. It's just not there, man. Toll of the Invasion and Desperate Lunge. These are the last 2 commons. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Pretty sweet. And it has a mass for 1. Not bad. Desperate Lunge is a deuce drop. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. You gain 2 life. Not bad. I like the artwork on both of them. Pretty sweet. Both of these are gonna look really sweet in foil though. You know I'm all about them foils, baby. I love them. Firemind Vessel. I love this card. Really do. Pretty decent artwork on it. It's a 4-drop. Artifact Firemind Vessel. Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it. Add 2 mana of different colors. That's big. Now, they have to be different colors. You can't add 2 mana of any color, which that's a little limiting, a tiny bit. But it is a 4-drop, and also it's a little limiting that it has to enter the battlefield tapped. I really don't like that fact on the card. I think it would be a lot sweeter if it didn't enter tapped, or if you could add 2 mana of different colors. If they would, those are the kind of the only limitations I see here. But still, nonetheless, a 4-drop that allows you to add 2 mana. Pretty sweet card, and it's of different colors. It's not like it's limited to it has to be green or this, or of the same color. It's not bad. I think it's a great card. It's definitely going to see some play, especially in those crazy builds. You need like a lot of different mana to cast stuff, different colors of it. Bond of Discipline, 5-drop. I like this one. It's a sorcery though. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. It would have to be a sorcery. It is a 5-drop. But, I mean, this can, close out a game. You're tapping down all your creatures. Not only that, but you're gaining lifelink on all of yours. I mean, that's impressive, That's really, I don't know what else to say. That's a really impressive card. But it is steep to cast it, and it's not instant speed. They could have made it a 4-drop or something, but still, no, I think 5 is pretty good. I think they did well. Very well. It's a good card. Pretty powerful. How much play it's going to see, I don't know, though. God Eternal Ronus. The predecessor of Ronus the Indomitable. Back in the day, the 3-drop over here, legendary creature God, Death Touch, Indestructible. That was sweet. This was a very powerful card in Standard. A lot of decks were running this card. Ronus the Indomitable can't attack or block unless you control another creature with power 4 or greater. But you see how it's not that limiting. 4 or greater is not that big of a deal. It's just not that big of a deal. There was a ton of cards at that point that came out with 4. They were pretty simple to cast. And then for 3, another target creature gets +2/+0 gains trample until end of turn. This card saw a lot of play. It's nothing like Ifnit. The Ifnit card was just terrible. In comparison to the other gods at the time, it's terrible. Meet the new God, Eternal Ronus. Legendary creature, zombie god, 5-drop, Death Touch, 5/5. When God, Eternal Ronus enters the battlefield, double the power of each other creature you control until end of turn. Holy crap. Those creatures gain vigilance until end of turn. And then, of course, when it dies, it goes 3rd from the top. Wow. These gods are so powerful. Why? I mean, I don't understand why they gave them I guess they gave them limitations back then because they kept the casting cost really low. So they had to have limitations. But just imagine, again, Galta coming out. Now you got a 24 12 Galta on the battlefield. You doubled its power, and it gains vigilance. Yeah, does your head hurt? Because mine is like, what is going on? This is so crazy. I want play sets of all these gods. These gods are so sweet. I want play sets of this whole set. I'm loving this set. I love it. I want some more of it. This set is just ridiculous, man. Here's Niv Mizzet Reborn. Now, I know we have touched on this a while ago, but I thought I'd just bring it back up. 5-drop, multicolored, baby. Legendary creature, Dragon Avatar, flying. When Niv Mizzet Reborn enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each color pair, choose a card that's exactly those colors from among them. Put the chosen cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If this thing really works as it says, it's going to be magnificent. It's going to be beautiful to see it. How much standard play, again, I don't know, but we are seeing a lot of multicolored decks. That is one thing for certain. It's a big 6/6 flyer. This thing is a beast mode, man. I mean, they could have given it trample. You really think like Niv Mizzet doesn't have like trample ability? Like he's a little punk out there? They should have given him trample, but man, what a powerful, powerful card. It's going to see some play. Where exactly, I don't know. But I mean, imagine this in like commander builds as well. It's going to be nuts. Not lastly, almost last. Bond of Flourishing is a 2-drop sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any random order, or in any order. You gain 3 life. It's a 2-drop. Thank you, not making this a 3-drop. This is a great card. We will see that this will see play. I guarantee you this will see play. It's very nice. There's already cards out there that are 1-drops, but you don't gain life out of them. This one is a 2-drop, and you gain life, and it's any permanent. It's not just a specific land or creature, which we've seen a lot of this in the late metas, in the recent metas, in the past few sets. But this one, it's just any permanent. Reveal any permanent, and you got it, man. It's yours. There you go. I like it. Gideon the Oathsworn. This is going to be in the Planeswalker decks. But, man, I had to bring this card up. Let's just take a look at it. It's a 6-drop. Legendary Planeswalker Gideon. Whenever you attack with 2 or more non-Gideon creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures. +2 until end of turn. Gideon the Oathsworn becomes a 5/5 white soldier creature that is still a Planeswalker. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to him this turn. Pretty cool. That's not bad. -9, exile Gideon the Oathsworn, and each creature your opponents control. Kind of underwhelming his final there, his ultimate, but still not a terrible card. Artwork. I want to hear your guys' honest opinion on this artwork. I mean, nothing against against Yanker over here. Is that his name? Yanker? Yaknir? Yannier? Yanner? Yanni. Kyron Yanker. I think. I can't really make it out. This artwork I just think is plain Jane. That's my only argument with it. I'm kind of relieved it's going into a Planeswalker deck box, but you don't hear me complain about artwork too much. I really don't. But I just think they could have done something better with this. I just think it's underwhelming artwork. I'm just not a fan of it. I really want to know your guys' honest opinion. I give you my honest opinion, whether people are going to like me for it or not. Give it to you all the time. So let me know. I really want to know your opinion on this one. Gideon the Oathsworn. Give me an F in the comments if you're in favor of this. And give me a 0 in the comments if you're not in favor. And the whole F thing was not Rudy. It was actually PewDiePie. Know your things. Give me an F. F to pay respect for Gideon the Oathsworn. Hooray! Okay, guys. I appreciate you tuning in today to Joey Moss Bad Boy Gaming. If you're not already a subscriber, something's wrong with you. I mean, seriously, go get checked out, okay? You probably have some problems, okay? I mean, I feel bad for you. It feels bad. Love you guys. See ya. Skadang, skading, skadoosh.